Hey guys, I'm Eliza. A career in stand-up comedy does not just happen overnight. It doesn't even happen over a couple of years. It happens over many, many years and many what we call spots. And I have forged my career in stand-up comedy by doing tens of thousands of small spots in various locations in weird places all around LA, and I'm gonna show you a couple of spots where I got my start. Can you open this? I'm gonna take you on a tour of spots that I did before I was anyone, sets that I did at spots after I was kind of someone, places that I still go now. A lot of these spots around town don't even exist anymore. If you do comedy in LA long enough, you live to see all of your favorite spots become a CVS. This used to be a restaurant called Amalfi, and there used to be a bar above it called Room 5. And it was in that window. Room 5 was the first spot that I ever did in LA. I remember a friend, another comic, said he'd introduce me to the booker, and they did shows on Thursdays. So I would come here after work, and I would sit at the bar at Amalfi, and I would order like a $20 pasta dish that I definitely couldn't afford, but I would just kill time until the show. That was where I got my start, above a restaurant that doesn't exist, in a bar that doesn't exist anymore. It was really cool to get to take you guys back here, because I don't know what it is now. Some sort of open air restaurant concept next to a rug store. So this bar right here, 1253, right under the Crispy Crust Pizza, used to be a bar called M Bar. And any LA comic is probably like, oh my God, M Bar. And a lot of us did it. There were a lot of shows they ran out of there because they had a stage and like real tables, and it was like a real performance area, like almost like a cabaret. And I spent many a night there, and many a night hanging out with my best friend listening to Heart in the car in between sets. It wasn't the 80s, we just really enjoyed female rock. So it's a nice area. What was great was you could catch another set right down the street at this bar called Three Clubs, which is still there. So this was Three Clubs, and you would go do your other sets, and this was one of the other Hollywood sets you could catch. And there was this really gritty parking, and I remember there was a boxing gym, which is actually still there, and you'd park back there behind the building, and there was no security. Like, you're just in the dark, hoping there was a spot, hoping you're gonna be okay. I remember I was given like 20 minutes, 30 minutes, which you didn't get anywhere else, and they did a lot of showcases for a lot of comedy festivals here, and it became like a serious venue that people would run like independent showcases out of. But I would like bust my hump to get here, to get those sets in, because it was one of the better rooms. This is like 9 years ago. Yeah, Three Clubs. Had a couple birthday parties here too. Mixing work and pleasure. So if there's one thing that is quintessentially LA, it is the impermanence of establishments. And right here was a Mexican restaurant called Acapulco. It's now Sycamore Tavern, but I think it's also like a wing pop-up, like for transient individuals now. But when it was Acapulco, they had an upstairs, and they would run a show there. I couldn't tell you the night, but I've definitely done stand-up in what was an Acapulco Mexican family eatery, which is now Sycamore Tavern, which next week will be like a free clinic or something. So we're right in the heart of Hollywood. I feel like a newscaster. Like, the issue occurred on the 700 block. So we're right in the heart of Hollywood. I try to do as many sets as possible in Hollywood so I don't have to drive too far. But this is the Hotel Cafe, and they're pretty much known for doing music. And the only reason this is on our tour is because the night that I met the man that is now my husband, I had a set that I was planning on leaving our date to go do. And the date went really well, and I said, do you want to come see the show? Because if this works out, you're gonna have to see the act at some point. So my now husband came, saw my set, and then we went out and got very drunk. But this was the first time he saw me do comedy live. I don't know if he was a fan before. Just go ahead. Since we didn't get a permit. This is now called Hyde, and I've done stand-up comedy there. I did an Elle Women in Comedy showcase where Leslie Jones kicked a light and broke it. I'll never forget it. It was amazing. In the pandemic, bookers and comics had to exercise some ingenuity, and because comedy is such an adaptable art, we were able to find homes in new venues. So this one is called the Whitley, and it's basically an area between two buildings, between two nightclubs. But for about 6 months now, I've made this my home, It's a show that we do in the round, but under the stars, so it's like COVID friendly. But this has become a constant spot for a lot of big comics and a great place to work out. And I've put together pretty much a new hour due largely to doing shows here over the past several months. You do what you can with what you have. You can do stand-up comedy in a bar. You can do it in a box with a box. You can do it in a backyard. I've done stand-up comedy on hotel roofs, basements, amphitheaters, drive-ins, fields, in a furniture store, in an attic, in a storage space, in a vineyard, music festivals where like maybe they shouldn't have had a comic. I have done stand-up comedy in an airplane hangar. No matter how bad or weird the gig is, you will always leave that show this much better of a comic than you were before. Even if you totally eat it, it makes you that much stronger. So you do it for the experience. It's why I did a stand-up tour during the pandemic as a drive-in show, because every show makes you a better comic, and there's no wrong way to bring people entertainment unless they don't want it. This is what was the Cat Club. It's now Rock and Riley. It's an Irish bar. It probably doesn't even remotely look the same inside as it did, but this is just a small slice of all the shows that I've done and all the information that sort of informed my movie, Good on Paper, now streaming on Netflix.